Hi guys, Mike here. Hope all of you are doing well. I shot a video recently regarding the uranium thesis and nuclear energy that gained quite a bit of traction, and I wanted to shoot a follow-up to this regarding sort of my top four uranium stocks that I hold in my personal portfolio. If you haven't watched that video, again, go check it out. It's called Uranium Stocks and Nuclear Energy, Why This Could Be the Best Investment of the Decade. My name is Michael Hernik. If you haven't subscribed or seen my channel before, it's The Financial Mechanic. I'd appreciate your support. Please like, please subscribe below. I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel. I'm new to YouTube, and my goal right now is to get over 100 subscribers. So if you like this content, please subscribe, please support it. I would love to hear from you. I'm going to continue sharing content on uranium. I'm going to continue sharing content on gold, silver, and other commodities, the stock market, finance, business, money. That's sort of what my channel is about. So if you like this content, please subscribe. Would love to get your support. So let's jump right in. So before we sort of continue on to this topic of uranium stocks and which are my top four in my portfolio, I want to make a couple comments. Number one is that I provide no investment advice. So the disclaimer, as you can see in the description, is I do not provide any investment advice, and all the information you hear here is supposed to be specifically for education purposes only, and it's my opinion only. You shall not make any investment decisions based on what you're about to hear, okay? So that's number one. And number two is that I am personally invested in the companies I'm going to talk about, but many of you had shared some thoughts on, hey Mike, can you talk about some uranium companies? So I thought that would be useful to you guys and provide as much value as possible on sort of my thoughts on what I like and don't like about some of the companies I'm invested in. But again, not from an investment perspective, but more from an education perspective, okay? So let's jump right in. My first one is Cameco. Cameco is basically one of the world's largest uranium producers, located here in Saskatchewan, Canada. I like Cameco. Cameco has a diverse sort of asset class from McArthur River to Cigar Lake, and really great company, great management. Cameco employs a lot of people here. Really world-class company in terms of the uranium industry. There's things about Cameco that I'm not a huge fan of in terms more longer term. So as you know, with any mine, there's useful lives to them. So at some point, those mines will lose their production capacity, and sort of some concerns with how the production methods used and mining techniques used by Cameco. But other than that, again, that could also be an opportunity where Cameco is actually in a position to sort of acquire others in the area and continue producing. But blue chip, great company, really like Cameco. Number two is NexGen. So NexGen. What do I like about NexGen and what don't I like? So NexGen is an exploration company. They have a really high grade deposit, a tier 1 deposit called Arrow, the Arrow deposit. And this deposit, what I like about it is it's extremely high grade, and but the things to consider with NexGen is, one, that it is still an exploration company and they're not in production. So that's the question mark there is, okay, you got a great deposit, but what's next, right? So whether NexGen will be acquired or whether they'll actually go into production, who knows? But it is an exploration company, but great deposit and so on. So that's my thoughts with NexGen. Number three is Uranium Energy Corp, UEC. So this one is actually not in Canada. This one is in the US. So I'll talk about why I like this company. UEC is a junior exploration and development company. Great management, as I said earlier, with Cameco. UEC also has great management. Most of the uranium companies do have great management, and same as NexGen, as I mentioned, but UEC's got spectacular management, lots of experience. And what I also like about UEC is that because they're an exploration and developer company, they do have permits and licenses in place for production, which is really important. So when you're looking around for uranium companies, make sure you're looking at the possibility of permits and licenses to be in place, and UEC has that. So that's really important to note. And you're also getting US exposure, so that's kind of why I like UEC from a junior mining company. Now there's others in the US too, like another example is Energy Fuels, also another great company. You know, I'm not personally invested in Energy Fuels. One of the things I don't like about Energy Fuels is that they do also look at rare earths, metals and so on, which I'm not really a huge fan of. I'm particularly when I really focused on the, you know, uranium thesis. I want as much uranium exposure as possible. So although Energy Fuels is, you know, still a uranium company and they still, you know, have production, it's just, you know, I like UEC. You know, it's a junior production company, exploration developer, and it's a nice little company and great management. Yeah, so that's that. And the last one, number 4, is Denison Mines. So Denison Mines, again, Athabasca Basin, great management there as well. And what I like about Denison Mines is that they have really nice diversity in projects. They got a bunch of JVs in place and nice diverse projects, and also has gained a lot of attention from the investment community. You know, potentially a lot of value add there in terms of the potential in that company as well. So Denison Mine is another favorite of mine. So those are kind of my top 4. I'm thinking of shooting another video of maybe another few companies that I'm more speculative on, that are higher risk, is particularly to the uranium industry. So if you're interested to hear my thoughts on those, comment below, subscribe. Again, I would love to hear your comments and so on. Another thing I want to mention too that I got a couple comments on in the last video is more about the bullish thesis to uranium and why I'm personally so excited about uranium and the potential that uranium and nuclear energy offers. So as many of you may know, there is an institutional investor named Sprott coming in and kind of, you know, shaking up the tree per se a little bit. So Sprott is going to create, or the plan is to create, a tradable vehicle where, you know, physical uranium pounds will be effectively purchased from the spot market depending on, you know, the investment flow. So ultimately Sprott is going to quote unquote tighten up the spot market potentially, certainly from their purchases and so on. So as you know, Sprott has gold and silver physical funds, and now they're moving into the uranium industry, which is really exciting. One of the things I'll mention though is, although Sprott is coming in and there is a reason to be really excited, from a contrarian perspective, you have to also remember is what type of impact does that have? Will the spot market go up or will it go down? And, you know, I can't make those comments. Who knows what will happen? Obviously, if Sprott is coming in and buying physical pounds in the marketplace, you know, the thing to also remember that people don't realize is that the uranium spot market is so much different than like the gold and silver COMEX spot markets and other commodities. Like, the uranium spot market is not necessarily illiquid, but it's so thinly traded that like any large purchases or dumps of uranium on the spot market will sort of really move that the spot price fairly significantly, and it's a pretty opaque market. And that's what I actually really like about uranium, because it doesn't take much to really squeeze the market. And this is what happened in the early 2000s. There was institutions that basically bought up pounds from the market and really, you know, priced out utility companies, and that's where we had a huge run in the spot price from, I think it was $8 to 134, something like that, close to 140. Don't quote me on that. So really exciting, and another piece to really be excited about. So again, if you like this content, subscribe, comment below, click like. I'm gonna keep shooting videos about uranium, and again, I really was not anticipating to get much traction on my video regarding uranium. It's one of those unsexy topics, if you want to call it. It's not as sexy as some people think as Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are. If you're curious on my thoughts on crypto, check my other videos below. But anyway, I'm going to continue shooting these videos. And if you like this and want to hear more about uranium, you want to hear more about maybe the gold and silver thesis and why those are also, you know, areas to pay close attention to, subscribe so you don't miss anything, click like and comment below. I really appreciate your support. My goal is to hit 100 subscribers, so if you can help me get there, I would really appreciate it. All right, enough of me talking. Again, stay cool out there, stay out of the smoke, and we will talk to you guys in the next video. Take care.